A warm welcome to everyone who has joined this event, which is going to be a small celebration and also a commemoration. My name is Péter, Kristóf, and I am one of the co-organizers of the Infotér Space&Defense Day with my wonderful colleagues. We have been organizing this Space and Defense Day since 2022, when as also kind of reaction on the Russian invasion on Ukraine. But when it comes to space, and this is more important now for us, just 1 year after Hungary has made its new space strategy. Let me welcome also on the stage Kai-Uwe Schrogl, who is a special advisor for ESA, political affairs. Thank you, Kai-Uwe, that you also accepted the invitation. But before we continue, let me allow a personal story, how it happened that we are here and we are celebrating ESA's 50th anniversary. A few months ago, I have been jogging. And while I'm jogging, I usually listen to some podcasts. And one of the podcasts was with Kai-Uwe. And it was about ESA's 50th anniversary, which was officially celebrated, as far as I remember, in May. And the interview was about this 50th anniversary event. And one of the sentences by Kai-Uwe was that they also co-organize local events so that ESA member states can also celebrate somehow this 50 years of joint collaboration of the states. Okay, that's nice. We have had already been working on the program of the Infotér Space&Defense Day, so I had an idea. I wrote to him on LinkedIn. That was a completely cold email or cold connection request, and he replied, maybe just in a few hours. My request was few minutes. My request was, okay, let's have this 50th anniversary here. And just after, it came into my mind that Hungary became full member 10 years ago. So it's going to be even a dual, not dual use, but dual purpose event over here. So let me greet you all again. Thank you for coming, and thank you for being part of this small anniversary event. Now hand over to Kai-Uwe to say just a few words.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for this kind introduction. This was actually the call I was waiting for, because it's wonderful to have this celebration of 50 years of ESA together with 10 years of membership of Hungary in ESA. This is outstanding, and this is a wonderful opportunity also to celebrate. And it is a kind of celebration, but also a kind of moment where we have to think, what's next? What is the perspective? And I think our panel will shed light on both aspects, on the past, the history, where we stand, and also where we want to go. So thank you very much for providing this wonderful place and space for this celebration. It is for us an honor, for ESA a big pleasure to be here to celebrate these two events, thanks to your hospitality and to your also initiative. And I think it's a wonderful frame, and this is something I hope everybody will enjoy, because we have put together a program which should be also entertaining for everybody.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Kai-Uwe, again for coming. And just before we start, let's take a look back. What has been ESA in the last 50 years since its inception? What ESA has given to us? The colleagues from the European Space Agency has created a commemoration video on that one. And so before we continue with this panel discussion, let's see this video together.
Yeah. 2 words before we start the video. These are 50 years. These 50 years contain a lot. They contain programs, projects, achievements. They contain hallmarks. You have the brochure in your hand, and this is distributed. It is where we try to come up with the 50 most exciting activities, and Attila from our team is one of the main authors for this brochure. And this brochure shall when you take it home, remind you of what we have been achieving all together. Now, 50 years also means political cooperation, political achievements, because ESA is an integration organization. It integrated European countries way before the European Union was set out and set up in integrating, in particular, space activities. So what we will be discussing, what we will be showcasing today in the evening, now in this next 50 minutes, is both. It is, on the one hand, exciting programs, exciting activities and achievements for the better life of European citizens, but also abroad, for public value and also for political unification. So let's see the video.
Yes.
Get inspired for the round of discussions.
Yes, thank you.
2, 1, top, allumage et décollage VV05.
For 50 years, the European Space Agency has turned bold ideas into reality. From the launch pad to the stars, we've explored, innovated, and inspired together. We've landed on comets, mapped billions of stars, helped to protect our planet, and sent missions to Mars, Venus, and Mercury, as well as our Sun and distant moons. We've worked across borders, united by curiosity and collaboration. ESA is shaping how Europe sees the Earth and the universe beyond, inspiring the next generation to explore further than ever before.
The first round of questions, we will take a look in the past 50 years. And some of the players over here have been witnessing many of those missions. So the first round of questions sounds as following. What do you regard as the or one of the key highlights of European Space Agency's 50 years of history? And first, let me ask János, Lichtenberger, and then János, Solymosi, then Andrea, Vena, and then Szabolcs, and last but not least, we will end up with Réka, and then we will turn around. If there are not just only one single mission you could highlight over here, feel free to mention up to 3.
Thank you very much, Péter. And it's great that I'm the first who has to answer the question, because my opinion is, as a scientist who are doing that business almost 50 years, since 50 years, that the main achievement of ESA is the science program, the cooperation of the member states, having that the major part of the mandatory program. And why do I say this? Just because I tried to speak about with Kai-Uwe before the start of that session, that before the establishment of ESA, even the big Western European countries like UK, Germany, France, tried to develop their rocket technology. They launched small satellites, but there was nothing else. Parallel to that, NASA, the US, started the Apollo program. Mm-hmm. So if you compare the two things, there was a big step and some small things. And on the same time, in the Eastern European countries where we were at the time, we had a cooperation called Intercosmos, and we've experienced how good was it. There was many disadvantages, but at least for scientists that was a good opportunity to be involved in great program. And if you think about the film, what we have seen, the movie, what we have seen, starting from Giotto through Ulysses, Bepi Colombo, Cluster, and etc. There are big projects. We wouldn't be able to do it without the cooperation in the science program. And because my field is space physics and space weather, just an example. Most of you probably don't really know about the Cluster project. It was still, there are four satellites orbiting around the Earth. It's off now, but it was launched first in 1996 with the first Ariane 5. And it was a very unfortunate event. It was exploded, and all the 4 satellites was demolished. Yep. But ESA was strength enough and it was able to rebuild the satellites, and in 2000 it was launched again, and since 2000 till 2024, for 24 years, those satellites operated. Mm-hmm. And it's a great achievement for scientists and great achievement for the countries. And none of the countries could do that alone. So that's my view. Thank you.
Thank you. János, please go next.
Traditionally in Hungary, we were in a special situation because the space industry in its classical way did not exist, officially. But unofficially, it was hidden behind the space science, what János was mentioning just before. And why? Because that was the pure space science, but it was expected to develop and manufacture space payloads. That was pure space engineering. Before 1990, under the umbrella of a different political economic situation, but we learned a lot. We learned a lot, and it was a very good school to learn. Why? Because that was sanctions from the West at that time. We did not have access to rad-hard components, space-qualified components, sophisticated instrumentation. But space is space. That was not Eastern radiation and Western radiation, Eastern vacuum and Western vacuum. Space is space. And we had to build reliable space-qualified payloads without having access to these things. So it was a very good lesson. And that we made new space 40 years ago. And that was a disadvantage that time because we had to work much harder. But now it is an advantage because we have a good, deep experience how to build reliable space payloads with using, let's say, commercial or industrial grade or automotive grade components, which is a must in the new space industry. So when we arrived to 2015, when Hungary officially joined to ESA, that was a very significant milestone, and we've been waiting to join even before. Hungary lasted for 7 years to join. Hungary was the first country to whom ESA offered the opportunity to join. But okay, better late than never. And now it opened new gates and new opportunities to participate in ESA guided missions. And that was a different story. So we had opportunity and still have opportunity to participate in ESA missions, including deep space. And this knowledge can be also used in some other not space-related programs, industrial-based programs, and these parts are strengthening each other.
Thank you. And now we jump to Andrea, and then continue the round Szabolcs and Réka.
Yes, thank you, Peter. I will pick up 3 missions. Sorry. I think that there are enough for everybody, but I will pick up 3 for 3 different reasons. The first one was mentioned in the movie, actually, and it is a scientific mission, the Cassini organs one. Why? Because it was my first work as an engineer when I started my career. So there is a piece of...
close to your heart as well.
Yes, on the organs probe that was landing on Titan. The second one is a telecommunications satellite that was not mentioned in the movie, and it is the Artemis satellite that was launched in 2004. And this also has a piece of me because I was working on it. But this was a breakthrough satellite, so it was experimenting different technologies, new frequency band, Ka band for telecommunication, broadband telecommunication, and optical links. Both technologies are now part of usual telecommunication satellites. And the last one was also mentioned in the movie, and it is the Rosetta mission. Rosetta mission is something that is absolutely amazing. It is a mission that lasted more than 20 years from the very moment in which it started to the accomplishment of the mission, that was landing on an actual comet. And this was simply amazing because an entire life of an engineer could have been spent on the same project. Resilience, perseverance, I think that all the European Space Agency is in that mission.
Thank you. Szabolcs, in your case, you have not been involved with space-related topics for a long period, but still, we are curious about.
Thank you. I was not a part of the past, but me and the team enjoys the heritage of ESA and all the fruits, and we experienced that ESA offers great value for the space sector in Hungary, and we do not know if we will be part of its future, but we have to build our operation for the future space sector players in Hungary, and we believe that all the programs ESA has today has something to offer for anyone at each TRL level, which is great for us. So we are participating at programs dedicated for startups, for beginners at the very early TRL levels, and also for the major projects. We very much like the concept that many of the missions are bottom-up at ESA, and all the designment of the contributions at ESA are managed this way. So this is basically our job, to understand the competencies and capabilities in Hungary, and also match them with the international partnerships, and we try to build bridge builders in this. So that's why we are very much event focused and networking focused. I've heard and read a lot about ESA's past, but we are here and living in today's challenges. ESA is also facing challenges, all the geopolitical and geoeconomic circumstances, and that's something what we have to deal with together, namely the transition from the regular ESA approach to the defense and space approach, which is we experience that this is a bit difficult for a part of ESA, and designing new programs in that domain is also a challenge. But we are as supportive as possible, and very much looking forward to the next period and what comes after CM25.
Thank you. Réka?
Yes, so we all saw the video, so it would be very difficult to choose one mission, although I do have my favorite, which is the Rosetta, and it's because the lander Fili had a huge Hungarian contribution. But my key highlight would be the creation of ESA Academy. I also have first-hand experience with it. ESA always had educational programs, because it was always a priority to invest in the future, because investing in education is investing in people and ultimately investing in the future. So I was lucky enough to participate at a course, at an ESA academic course, and also at the ESA Academic CubeSat Summer School. But ESA Academy also has sponsorship for students to go to conferences, and also has experimental campaigns where students can test their research. And what I saw at this event was how ESA builds a true community, a true space community, how it connects not only by connecting students and young professionals, but also connecting generations, because I had lessons where I could learn from ESA experts that had decades of experience, and my ideas were also appreciated and valued. So I think this is what is so special about ESA, is that it creates a space where everyone is valued. And this is how we make sure that we are not only exploring space now, but we will keep exploring it in the future.
Well, these were wonderful answers to the question, what do you see as the key achievements or the pointed achievements through programs and projects by the member states and by ESA as a whole? Now, you have pointed out to a number of issues which directly refer to the Constitution, to our convention. Education. Education is part of the convention of ESA, set out 1975 already. The science program is a key cornerstone. It's the mandatory part of our programs. So whatever we say, I'm pretty sure we can easily refer it to this wonderful document which was signed by only 10 countries on the 30th of May 1975, and by now is adhered to by 23 member states, and we guess and we expect this number will be rising. Now, my second question for the round is, what impact, what effect does ESA have? Also, what would we have without ESA? What would we lack without ESA? What would be, in your perception, the biggest effects and the biggest impacts ESA has? I think we could start again with Réka this time.
I'm in an interesting position, because to me, ESA has always existed. And ever since I was in high school, Hungary has been one of the member states of ESA. So I think the biggest impact in Hungary of ESA was just bringing space closer, and also basically giving Hungarians the feeling that we are part of something bigger, and also somehow giving an excuse to dream bigger. So I think that's the biggest impact.
Wonderful. You don't need excuses to dream, I would say. Not at all. János.
Listen, that's an easy question. Probably I have to go again to my point as being a scientist. I think one of the major advantages of a big organization like ESA, that in the science program again, that the spin-offs That's the most important. Everything started and starts with the science. And those things penetrates into the everyday life. And people that think about that. What could we do without GNSS? What could we do with satellites, Earth observation and satellites now? From the weather report to the yield estimation, everything is from space and from science and from ESA. So that's for the society, not only in Hungary, but in Europe, I think it's the most important is that many things went quite smoothly from the top to the bottom. Thank you very much.
Thank you. János.
For us, for the industry, that one of the main impact is that being a member of ESA, it's opened a way and opened the door for us to participate in highly prestigious space programs. And what it is more important, we could learn crystal clear methodology, how to do and what to do in space. And this is very important because space is a very special, hard environment. And so it takes years. It is not true that within a few weeks it is possible to learn it. No, it takes years. And the second main impact is it opened the door for us to physically participate in these programs. And otherwise, it wouldn't be possible because a country like Hungary, we do not have big satellites, we do not have launchers, and we have access to those services and those capabilities which otherwise that wouldn't be possible to exceed. And the positive impact is that as a space industry company, we can develop a product, we can improve our international heritage, which can generate further businesses for us.
Thank you. Let's squeeze in Andrea.
Yes, I was thinking about how to start, but I think that we have to start from the roots of ESA, because to me the major achievement has been the creation of a community. And today it's very easy to create a community, but look back in the past, and especially considering that the roots of the agency were starting 11 years before the signature of that convention. Europeans were working together starting from 1964. 1964 was a Cold War. There was not such a thing of cooperating, collaborating. Nobody was thinking about that. Europe has shown a path, a way to do things. And I think that this is the great achievement of ESA, 11 years after, a convention putting people together, and as you were saying, Kai-Uwe, integrating, so welcoming new member states, creating a community with industry, with academia, with young people. This is ESA. This is a big family, it's a big community, and this is the big achievement.
Thank you, Andrea. Last word from Szabolcs.
Thank you. Besides business and scientific achievements and I would also like to highlight the human element and the human perspective, the communities on the one hand, and secondly, all that scientific and engineering expertise the Hungarians participating in these projects and missions have gained and achieved, and this is great value for us in Hungary. Theirs so this is something which also contributes to our sovereignty. Having those engineers and scientists here working on space-related and not only space-related missions and applications, and that's a great power for us and good to have it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your inputs and your assessments. I think this provides a good basis then for the next rounds, but
yes.
Peter, we will now see another video.
Yes, exactly. So if you would have asked the question what ESA and the topic of space has given for Infotér Association, my answer would be that the best topic ever to work on and to act according to our purpose, to fulfill actually our mission and vision, which is about to build bridges between disciplines and building bridges between regions. So, but instead of going into the details, we prepared a short video from the past conferences to answer this question. So please.
Now, this is what we can expect when we end in time.
Yes, exactly. So we don't want to stay between these feelings, these vibes, and this discussion. And just to continue, so what have been the effects of Hungarian ESA membership during the past 10 years? And before going into answering this question, please put the infographics there. Thank you, Szabolcs and colleagues, for bringing us some numbers. It's in Hungarian, but we won't go into any of the all of the details. Just highlight some of them. This is a nutshell what Hungary has gained from the membership of the European Space Agency. So, and now let's go another round like this. And so let me repeat my question. What have been the effects of Hungarian ESA membership during the past 10 years? So let's stay within the past 10 years since we are full members. Réka, please go on.
Well, again, my position. So since I grew up, Hungary being part of or one of the ESA member states, I grew up thinking or feeling that space is just something that we do together, we all do together. So I think this has been one of the biggest effects after obviously opening the doors for more opportunities for more international projects. It's just getting this spirit of collaboration that ESA represents, that if we want to go far, we really have to go together.
Thank you. János?
I think this membership was one of the first, probably the first thing which happened with Hungary, to be part of a community without politics or direct politics. Remember, Intercosmos was something similar, but it was full of politics. ESA is not full of politics. There are some politics, but not full of politics. And the effect was that we had to learn a lot for 10 years. How can we work together? How can we act together with other countries as non-political manner? Hopefully, we passed the exam.
During this period, I think that we used our time efficiently. And right after when the gates opened, that we applied for projects in frame of ESA contracts and won, and started to develop state-of-the-art K and Cube and LNA and converter systems, and now it successfully finished, and that became as almost an industry standard, and now we have been delivering this kind of stuff to almost everywhere in the world. And then followed plenty of different other subsystems, and also these were for a ground segment, and in a space segment we also developed several products. Now we are contributor and partner in the Envision program of ESA. This is an interplanetary mission to investigate the behavior of the planet Venus, and then also the new Copernicus program for onboard AIS receivers and several other subsystems. I do not want to list the others because it would belong to too much. So this is very, very important for us, because now we could prove not just to ourselves but also to others that high-level, reliable space subsystems could be developed and provided in Hungary. And this gives us a very good heritage and track record.
Szabolcs, please go next.
Thank you. In our understanding, those Hungarians been successful at ESA, who invested a lot in it, and invested a lot in time and in effort and in patience. In terms of not only from a technical point of view and their development, but also building the relations, which is super important. And we also understood it at the public administration, and that's why we are still continuing the work towards establishing a space agency. The administration changes, the delegations are changing, but we have to make sure that there is an entity which is there for ESA, for the international partners, and most importantly for the Hungarian space sector also. So that's what we've understood, and we are doing our best to establish it. The space agency concept is also there at the Hungarian space strategy approved by the government in 2021. It's not new, and especially with the Space Act, there's now an urgent need to make this step in line with the Hungarian space law. So we basically would like to create that stability in the ecosystem, and yeah, that's very important, not to give up, to try again and try again. We see at the different RP and calls the results that those who do not give up and invest a lot, and not only in terms of financing, but as I mentioned, in soft factors. Like communication, presence in person, being there, being those relationships, and having that kind of openness and understanding. That's very, very important.
Andrea, please.
I think it is really amazing that the 10 years of Hungary at ESA has been celebrated with an Hungarian astronaut on the International Space Station. And the more amazing thing is that he was not the first Hungarian astronaut. So he was flying to the International Space Station more or less a quarter of a century after his first predecessor, of Hungary was flying in a completely different world. And I think that this is a big result, because it is putting back Hungary where it was in a new context, that is the context of collaboration and cooperation. So this is it's a very good result, and very good to celebrate 10 years like that.
Well, these responses encouraged me to take the opportunity to pass you a message. And this is a message from our Director General, who would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you for these 10 years of membership in ESA. He is very proud of having Hungary as a member state. And he very much appreciates the reliability and in particular also the creativity, the input Hungary, its scientists, its industry, its dynamic young people, young startups and established industry is providing to ESA and providing to the European space effort. So this is addressed to you, of course, as the head of the delegation, but also to the whole ecosystem in Hungary. So he asked me to express this at this very occasion. On a personal note, Andrea and I, we have been at the time of your accession working together in the same directorate, witnessing the accession of Hungary and accompanying your membership throughout the years. There were particular highlights, I should say. Your very first space object in orbit, MAXSAT, is a mission where ESA supported your university with a program, an education program, and you mentioned education. I myself was responsible for education at that time, so I'm also particularly proud to be linked with your efforts and your successes in these periods and in the past 10 years, which are really amazing and which Andrea and I can only congratulate you. But 10 years are only one stop. Now, my question to you, the last question, the last round of questions is, where do you see Hungary in ESA? What are your expectations to ESA to serve your country, your interests, your society, your industry in the next 10 years? But if you wish, you can also go into the next 50 years of ESA's existence. But 10 years would also and already be a fine perspective which you can give us and the audience on our way. Let's start with the two János's.
Thank you very much. I don't have expectations. I rather have wish list. So I would like to have much more Hungarian industrial partner to be involved in the science program, and of course in optional programs as well. And on the other hand, I would like to have, of course, as a scientist, that we would be good to be in those teams who can or will be able to propose successful science program for the next large, medium or small missions in ESA, because until now we also participated many times in post-processing the data, I mean that processing the data achieved by the science program, but we would like to be in the other end as well. So to propose something new, which is or would be accepted by ESA Science Program Committee as well. Thank you.
Thank you. János?
We do not have also too much expectation. We would like to say many thanks for this past 10 years. And we just hope that in the forthcoming years there will be also interesting and exciting space programs where we will have a chance to participate and we can collaborate with the already known partners. But if a small wish can be told that during these 10 years, the Hungarian space ecosystem is also developed, step by step, but it's developed. And it would be probably beneficial for both of us if ESA would refine their algorithms of how to handle the different projects and the different entities who are participating. Because the same company as of today, that was completely different 10 years before. Mm-hmm. So just if we may ask some flexibility to follow the changes, just to have the comfort feeling of both sides, both ESA and the Hungarian parts. Thank you.
Thank you. Andrea.
Yes, let me build on what was said before. My opinion is that Hungary can keep growing at ESA, keep diversifying not only the interest but also the competences. And this is in line with what has been done during the last 10 years, the first 10 years, as you said. And now I turn to the head of delegation and I invite you to keep doing this support at ESA, straight in the eyes, because what I have seen today in this event is industry, is academia that are very keen to work in space, and ESA is very much helping everybody to get on board, and I promise you this algorithm will be reviewed regularly.
Thank you, Andrea. Réka.
Yes, so instead of expectations, I would also like to speak about my hopes. And I have high hopes, so I even had to write them down during the train ride here. But I think Hungary already has a great knowledge, and you mentioned that it's creative. We have the creativity. So I think now it's just a question of confidence and collaboration. And I would also love to see Hungary become known as a smart and reliable and innovative partner in ESA missions. And personally, I hope that more young Hungarians and also more women will see themselves working in the space industry and will build a career where they can have a strong sense of purpose and community. And I hope that ESA will keep connecting their curiosity with opportunities.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Szabolcs.
As the current head of delegation to ESA in Hungary, I have the pleasure to sign 1 to 3 support letters a week. And I wish to the future head of delegation in 10 years to sign 3 to 5 every day. And the letter of support I usually sign are 6 and sometimes 7 figures, but I wish that those digits will also increase. So that's what my wish and is for the next 10 years.
Wonderful. That shows ambition. That also shows confidence, and I think that was a very, very good ending of our 2 rounds. Peter, what was your impression of the dialogue?
Yes, so I remember when I wrote that message to you, that was also kind of a wish to have highlight on us coming from the European Space Agency. Actually, this is the main quest and main mission of Infotér, bringing together different kind of players. And as a non-profit organization, we make it year by year, and we continue to do so. And as we also signed an MOU with these regional partners from Slovakia and Croatia, creating a basis for similar organizations, I believe that this community will grow not just inside of the country, but cross-border communities. So I wish this kind of activities, ongoing activities for Infotér, and really appreciate that we could set up this fireside chat or evening discussion about what has ESA provided for Hungary in the past 50 years and what more to come, because I believe, just taking a look at the technological development as well as Hungary's contribution and the next generations, I strongly believe that the future is bright. Main question is how space technologies can keep and retain peace in our region as well.
We have thought of that inside ESA, and for the purpose of having the, let's say, political and diplomatic highlight at our big event on the 18th of June in our headquarters, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the ESA convention, we have drafted a text anniversary statement, which contains a number of points, also a little bit our wishes, but the member states then signed on them. We discussed it with the member states, and we now would like to take this opportunity to hand that to the head of delegation in a little ceremony. It contains, I just mentioned that, 3 paragraphs where the member states spell out their appreciation and acknowledgement for the 50 years of outstanding scientific and technical as well as industrial achievements. It then turns to an expression of, as it is pointed out and spelled out, comprehensive satisfaction with ESA's role in the European framework for space activities, in particular building on the mechanisms which are outlined in the convention as the geographical return, which is a fantastic instrument for every single member state to build up over certain periods of time capabilities and capacities. And what is making us proud and happy, that the member states spell out their firm commitment to a promising future for ESA. This, of course, has also been signed by Hungary, and we are very much appreciative that you also are part of this move, which shall maintain ESA for the benefit of its member states. It has been also prepared by Attila, who has been for the past period of time in ESA headquarters, representing also Hungary in a number of activities, and we are proud to have him with us here. And I would say I hand that over. Somebody will take a photo, I hope. Photographer? Volunteer? There. Coming. And maybe we come to the front. And maybe you get also around us. Yep. Okay. Everybody visible. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And thank you, dear audience. So that's a wrap for today. Thank you for coming and being part of Infotér Space and Defense Day. I couldn't imagine a better conclusion of such a wonderful day, full of insights, full of collaborations, making new connections and talking about the future. So I wish you a pleasant stay over here, and Infotér Festival continues also tomorrow with the more classical digitalization topics, and also wish you a good evening. And dear distinguished guests, thank you again for accepting our invitation and being a highlight of this day and concluding the day with you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.